Hey everybody, you're watching another episode of FunSmithsInternational. We're continuing our Star Wars celebration season in anticipation for the new movie Star Wars Episode The Last Jedi. We're doing a special video.
Watch Star Wars.
Yeah, you really have to do that. Okay then, so these are 8 questions, the 8 biggest questions we feel Star Wars Episode 8 needs to answer. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with number 8. How will Leia's character be handled after Episode 8? So I feel like the 2 most likely choices are, one, they could use old footage in Episode 9, kind of similar to what they did with, well, I can't remember that guy's name. Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, Plutarch, thank you, in The Hunger Games: The Walking Dead Part 2, because I don't think they filmed that before he passed away. But he had one scene, he was kind of missing in action for most of the movie. And that one scene, he doesn't say anything, he just nods and kind of is. Kind of gets a letter from him later. They made it something kind of like that with Leia in Episode 9. I know she was originally supposed to have a pretty large bar, and they kind of had to go back and rework around it after Carrie Fisher sadly passed away. Like literally around this time last year, around the time that the last Star Wars movie came out, Rogue One. So, but this will be Carrie Fisher's last Star Wars movie where she's physically present and still living though. That kind of whatever they do with after that, or it's looking like it, unless she has a small part in the Han Solo spinoff they already filmed, which we don't know if she will. I mean, the other thing is,
cool to see a young Leia. That'd be cool. That would be pretty neat. If she popped up somehow.
Kind of similar to how she did in Rogue One, or they could just have a different actors playing again. Like, who knows what they would do in that scenario. The other option is, because of course we should stress, even though they did the recreating her with digital effects in Rogue One, that was when she was still living, and she was actually standing there when they digitally edited in the young Leia's face. They're not gonna do that for her now in Episode 9, because they already said they're not gonna do that because they feel it's disrespectful because she just passed away. They feel like it's disrespectful to her family. I don't think her family. I don't know if they really mind too much. I don't know if her family's too keen on it. I mean, I feel like Carrie Fisher herself would probably be okay with it, because if you know her, she'd be like, "No, the show must go on, so do what you have to do." But at the same time, I understand that they would feel that it may be disrespectful. So if they don't want to do that, that's fine. But the other option would be killing her off in a way that's respectful, of course. But I don't know that they would necessarily even do it in this one. This movie may not even really answer that question. They could just find a way to like suddenly kill her off in Episode 9, like maybe have some footage in Episode 9 and then they kill her off. I don't know, but there's that one scene that had everybody wondering in the trailer for Episode 8, and of course they did film. They're pretty much done filming it when she passed away. So yeah, I mean all of her stuff was filmed. I don't know if they went back and re-edited or reshot anything for Episode 8 in post to where she doesn't get killed off, because initially I take it she was, obviously, because she's supposed to have a large part in Episode 9. But there was that scene, of course, where Kylo is about to attack the base that she's in. And a lot of people thought that she was going to be axed off in that scene there. I don't know. There's all kinds of speculation. We'll just have to see, basically. There's also some speculation and a rumor about she actually confronts Kylo specifically about what he did to Han Solo, and I don't know if that's really in the movie. I feel like that will be a conflict probably in the movie. He'll have that on his conscience. We'll have Leia and other people dealing with that and going through that grieving process. But yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see what they do on that. So that brings us to number 7. What's the meaning of the title, The Last Jedi? I feel like there'll be a double meaning. I mean, obviously in most people's minds, because Luke is the last living Jedi. With that said, will there be more Jedi? I think they want you to think about it. It's very thought-provoking. It's a very thought-provoking title. There may be more Jedi. There probably will, because Rey will probably become a Jedi. I think could too. Finn looks good with the lightsaber. We've already seen it with the lightsaber in the trailer, finding Captain Phasma. And
Please make Finn a Jedi.
yeah,
Make Finn a Jedi.
I would really like him. Is there anything else you want to say on that regards?
I just want Finn to be a Jedi.
No, well,
all I want.
I would like Finn to be a Jedi too, but Ray will likely become a Jedi. So you could still have Ray and Finn, and then they could try to like even down the road. Because we don't know how everything's gonna take place, but even later down the road, when Luke is either no longer living or is just retired, not doing much, you can have Ray and possibly Finn too, and them trying to rebuild the Jedi back up, or they could just kind of be like, well, the high people in the universe that are force sensitive, maybe they just won't having more Jedi, maybe they just won't really rebuild what we think of as being the Jedi. I mean, I feel like you have to have the Jedi to have order, but at the same time, maybe you could have order just with people who are real force sensitive that haven't fully become Jedi's. Because there's a lot of training to take place with that, and there's just there's only one Jedi left to do the training at the moment. So there's multiple possibilities on what they can do with that, but they definitely should give us some insight on what that may mean. We can just watch and interpret different ways, and I feel like that's kind of true with a lot of these questions. Moving on, number 6. Why did Lupita Nyong'o's character, whose name I forgot, I apologize. I really like that character. I don't know why I can't remember it. I keep forgetting. In The Force Awakens, have Luke's lightsaber, and I don't even have this last prediction. No, that's not our Finn Theory prediction. I don't have the slightest.
Just randomly saying something. We really have no clue.
I don't have the slightest prediction or idea as to why she has it, so they really should talk about that, I think, and maybe with some insight. Number 5 is Jar Jar Binks dead. Okay, so this one is kind of a joke, and maybe he's really smooth or slow like everybody has been saying. I feel like I am a little bit curious though. They probably won't touch upon this in other films, but it'd be nice.
Yeah, I watched on whatever, but what did become of him, like. Even though it wasn't a lot of people's favorite character. But,
no, he wasn't popular, but I almost wouldn't mind it because I'm just kind of one. I laugh my head off.
Yeah, I would laugh my head off if he randomly appeared.
The people wouldn't like it, but we just laugh our heads off. But it's like you got to think. I mean, I don't know how long his species lives. You kind of want to assume that by the time period they're in now, he's dead, but it's like he's not in the Restored Trilogy, so we really don't know. And he doesn't die after episode 3 either. He's one of the few that doesn't die. I mean, there was talk about Mace Windu still alive. He survived that battle. Well, even if he did, I don't know that he'd still be alive in the timeline now. That kind of raises another question about maybe Luke is the Five Jedi. There's some other ones. Maybe I feel like Mace Windu would probably be dead by now. Yeah, he would be with the Force now. Which we can talk more about that actually later. Number 4, where did Rey come from? So we don't have any clue where she came from exactly.
She's from the midi-chlorians.
You know what? I wouldn't mind that. That'd be okay, actually.
I'd accept it. It's not my first choice. It really isn't, because I didn't really care too much for that explanation for Anakin.
But okay, so who? But they could do that. But it's like you wonder who are her parents. Is she Luke's daughter? Is she Obi Kenobi's daughter or granddaughter? That's a popular theory. Is she Snoke's daughter, or is she Darth Plagueis, who's still alive's daughter or granddaughter? There's just multiple theories on this.
Darth Plagueis is still alive.
On who she could be, and so we need to learn more about her in there. Number 4. I'm sorry, excuse me. 3. 3. Is Han Solo really dead? Okay, so. Now, I know people are going to bring it up, but Harrison Ford didn't want to do anymore. He's elected to come back. Now, I think he likes messing with the fans. I really do. Because, I mean, he was on Jimmy Kimmel shortly after The Force Awakens came out. And the first thing he kind of joked about, that they finally come out like 1 through 2. He kind of starkly says a little bit, almost like he's joking. And then Jimmy Kimmel says, so is that it? How's that like continued on the upcoming films? And then he goes like, with the Japan now, like that, I can tell so. So it's like there's a good chance we can see him again in some sort of form. There's a good chance that he survived that fall. I feel like he can come back 1 or 2 ways. He comes back. because he survived, or he comes back. Like he died, but he comes back in the first form, like his spirit or something like that. I feel like that could happen. And
Yeah, I think that he could. I think that he could become a force form. You know?
yeah, I mean, I feel like he could. I don't know that this film would necessarily explain that, so maybe we shouldn't have had that one either on this one, because I do kind of feel like he may be absent for this film, but then may want to save him for episode 9. In the event that he really were to come back. I mean, but then again, he could come back in this one too. I mean, some people think that the Han Solo movie might tie in with the new saga, what they're doing, and I think there's a good case too, so that they can like kind of explain what happened to Han Solo after he fell off that bridge in the Han Solo movie, and then they could use that to tie into him come back in episode 9. There's lots of possibilities. He's not in any of the trailers or promos for episode 8, but that doesn't mean that he's not in it though. Of course, now obviously they would want to keep that subtle. Number 2, who is Snoke? So
let's face it, guys. He can be anybody. He really can be.
yeah, I mean, a popular one is that he's Darth Plagueis. We've talked about that before. He could be Rey's died. There was the crazy theory that there's Jar Jar Binks. Maybe Jar Jar Binks. There's Mace Windu. Mace Windu became corrupt, and Jar Jar Binks became corrupt. There was those crazy theories. Those aren't totally impossible either.
I like the theory that he might be Anakin's true father.
He could still be Darth Plagueis and be Anakin's true father too.
Yeah.
In fact, he could be Rey's grandfather. Like, if Rey turned out to be Luke's daughter, then that would mean that and Snoke was Darth Plagueis. It was Anakin's true father. That would mean that he would be Rey's great grandfather. He would be Luke's grandfather, and he would be Kylo's great grandfather also. There's also a possibility that Rey could be another child of Han. Like, I think it's more likely that she's related to Luke or Obi-Wan, but we never know. So yeah, there's that possibility too. There's multiple theories that just are all kind of tying into each other. They can all tie in with each other, and I guess that brings us now to the biggest one. A lot of people's biggest question is who is Snoke, but now there's one question that I definitely think is much bigger, and you might know what I'm going to say already, and that is, why is Kylo Ren so obsessed with finishing what Darth Vader started? Okay, for those of you that don't know, which if you don't know, you don't need to watch this video, and you're probably not a Star Wars fan either if you don't know this. If you see Return of the Jedi, you know that towards the end of the film, Darth Vader does turn back to the light side. He kills Emperor Palpatine, and then him and Luke have a nice little recollection, and then he appears in his spirit force form with Obi-Wan and Yoda at the end, and Luke looks back at them both. So Anakin he becomes Anakin again. Basically, he would not want this. He would not approve of anything.
He doesn't need to finish Darth Vader. Darth Vader finished his own.
Darth finished his own work. Darth Vader decided that he didn't want this anymore. He decided that to stop it, basically, take responsibility for his actions. And I think that's a perfectly good explanation for why Kylo thinks he's doing that, because he's obviously been misled by Snoke.
Yeah, he's been misled. He's probably got some ideas in his head that aren't true. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he may think, it's most likely that he thinks that Luke and everybody betrayed him and killed him. That may be what he thinks, or maybe he thinks that I think I mentioned before that Darth Vader was weak for turning back. Although I think he seems to worship him. That makes that theory a little likely. Unless he just thought, no, you stopped it from doing what he truly meant to do, what he truly wanted to do. You forced him back to the light. So there's that possibility too. The Snoke's put that idea in his head. It's like, no, this was his destiny, and now it's your destiny to finish it. So there's a lot of theories there. That's the only way you can really explain it. But I mean, of course, even with that said, though, that also brings you to, it's like, how did Snoke even seduce Kylo to the dark side to begin with? Like why did Kylo decide all of a sudden that he went to evil, and that he? So Vader said, "There's Snoke, you're trying to seduce me, are you?" It's like it's Star Wars. The guys you went out. It's like, no, this guy Michael Jackson plays though. That was funny though. It's like, why in the world did Kylo get the idea that I need to finish Darth Vader's work? Period. I mean, why did he decide that he wants to do. It's like, oh, this is what I meant to be. This is my destiny. And clearly, it's just he's been very brainwashed by Snoke, probably. Who's probably Darth Plagueis. Maybe he brainwashed Anakin's mom into thinking the midichlorians did. That was the theory, was that like she was brainwashed thinking the midichlorians caused her to birth Anakin when reality was Darth Plagueis that did it. Or maybe Darth Plagueis did weird stuff to her in her sleep, and I shouldn't have said that on camera. Well, that's what happened in Sleep and Food. That's supposed to be for kids though, is that? That's what happened with the story. It's like, oh, so apparently this is going to turn into a sexual harassment and all this stuff, which we need that right now. There's been a lot of that going on the news, but we're not going to talk anymore about that.
Yeah, ain't that right, Harvey? I'm sorry.
Harvey from something that you get to win. No, not him. No, he's a good Harvey.
Not the rabbit either.
But it's like, so it's like Darth Plagueis has made Kylo think that he needs to fix Anakin's work because he wanted Anakin to be the offspring, and then Palpatine. Snoke, Anakin Palpatine killed Plagueis, he's really Snoke, he changed his name to Snoke, or maybe he's more Snoke, or maybe Snoke is Palpatine, I don't know. Or maybe Palpatine and Plagueis are the same person. There's so many possibilities at this point, and I feel like some of these things are connected, especially with the last 4 questions we talked about. I feel like they're all somewhat related, and that's the beauty of these new movies, is we don't know a lot going into it. I mean, I hate those movies where the trailers spoil half the movie. I really don't like those. And what I like about these movies is the trailers and promos don't do that. And you get to ask the questions and just wonder these things. And you get to go to the movie not knowing what to expect exactly, just having these questions in your mind. And they won't answer all these questions exactly. That's fine. As long as they answer some of them, that's fine. Because they need to answer some things. But they have to leave stuff open for the other movies to episode 9, But yeah, we're really excited though. But we definitely wanted to give our thoughts and predictions on these 8 questions that were mainly dawning us and that we were really thinking a lot about. So with that said, as always, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and good night, everybody. Thanks for watching FunSmiths International.